piece of wood is different. The sound, the feeling, the hearing, and the look of it. I guess it would be like turning a page in the beginning of a story, to shape it out. Each shaving it falls. There's a page, there's a page. I guess it's proof there what your mind and heart can do. It must have been August 30th. Eric and John and I were at Victor Steinberg Park. We call it Native Park, but nice day out. He's telling me he's losing his sight. You know, he's saying he's embarrassed by it and could barely hear you. I had to get this close to him and had him take my hand in sign language to say, "I'll teach you how to carve the way we saw Grandpa." To see that smile of his and saying he wanted to continue, because if Grandpa can carve blind, he can. And okay, I'll go get my stuff.
I made $1 out of my donation hat. I said, "Hey man, I got $1, man." I handed him $1. I say, "Thanks for looking out, brother."
Walks up the street, looks back. 2 hours I'll be back, and oh, at that day and moment, I couldn't get it. I couldn't see it. He's just walking across the street. He was coming back to us. That 4-point-something seconds he had.
Hey! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! David 33, shots fired, born in LL. Subject wouldn't drop knife.
Shots fired, born in LL. Units for David 33.
So right as I had crossed the street behind the police car, and right as I stepped up on the curb is when the gun started going off. And about 2 car lengths into the parking lot, I stopped and turned, and John was staring right at me, and I saw the blood on his shirt.
Three or 4 minutes after John was shot, you know, it spread like wildfire. Somebody came from Bourne and Howell and told me they just murdered my brother, and I set my carving down, and then after that everything went upside down.
I'd been out and about during the day. I came in about 4 o'clock, sat down, turned the TV on. It said breaking news. The horror of it. And all I could do was sit there glued to my chair. I could not move.
I was at my son's soccer practice carving a totem pole in a park, and somebody came up to me and said, "You better not do that in Seattle, you could get shot for it." And I said, "Excuse me."
I was stunned and dumbfounded, and I just could not believe.
Well, I found out the day after, and I was just devastated. I mean, I was in such shock. Like, I don't remember phoning him. I don't remember phoning my son and telling him about it. And
After a while, you quit hearing anger and hate. You started to see the people really admiring and thanking us for taking such a terrible thing and giving something beautiful and positive back. You know, that it could have went the other way, but in my heart that we did the right thing by staying calm. He walked by. I told Dennis, that guy's going to join us. Next day, Huey shows up.
I didn't know who Rick was. I didn't actually know anything behind other than what was in the paper. And Rick asked me if I would like to volunteer. And I said, well, what better project? It's saying something, it's something that needs to be done. He's doing a super thing for his brother. And I like working with wood. And I enjoy seeing something come together. See every little grain go where it's supposed to. Writing up something new.
Being a part of that totem pole, he sat there with a piece of sandpaper in his hand and sanded that whole totem pole, all 34 feet of it. And we'd carve on it, and he'd come back and sand it again. Hugh most accurately represented the people that always found a place within the Williams family that gave their lives meaning and comfort and joy and purpose.
It's all about carrying the energy and carrying the spirit and changing the way things are.
We're lucky enough to where a dear friend and brother of mine, Sidutz Peel, really walked us through what was going to happen that day.
You guys want to carry it even together, and it looked like a very good lift.
I was eating breakfast in the morning because I didn't think they really needed me, and they called me and said, "Where are you? We want you down here." So I rushed down there, and it ended up in a miracle, you know, and being there, and I was honored, highly honored.
1, 2, 3. Okay, straight forward.
And it came up off the ground for the first time, and people were just cheering and drumming. And
as the totem pole started walking slow.
Hey Rick, totem pole's on the road, buddy.
Finally.
Yeah, brother.
To see it move up Western.
Woo! Look at those faces in the front.
How fast it was. I quit counting after 90 people there.
It was hard work. It was tricky. Obviously it's not something you could rehearse.
They're moving faster than I thought they would.
But it took 120 of us carrying that pole and guiding it through the streets of Seattle, and another 100 or so people walking alongside, chanting and drumming and singing with us.
Get the totem to the center and sit down and
when the pole arrived, it was an emotional experience.
the unity of the people were there, that everybody
When it arrived, I had goosebumps. Andrea came hurrying over to the tent and gave me this huge hug, and we were both in tears because it was such an emotional thing.
Sorry, Dad. Grandpa? Sorry, Dad. It was like an amazing amount of energy was released on that day for all of us.
It really struck home to me what a community effort it really was, that we all played a part in it, every one of us.
We did this, the community did this, not I or Ida's company or I. That we all put our hearts and mind into this project to get it done.
Coming up!
It was a day of really deep feeling and emotion and sense of connection to the community that made that happen.
Listen up! The pole is ready to stand!
From my past as a childhood, seeing one of my granddad's totems going up, and all I saw was the history of saying the same thing, and the Williams family standing, and seeing the different tribes come together here to be part of this. And the only thing I remember that moment is giving a rebel yell, and I saw my stick in the air. I guess that's another time I looked up. What do you think, kid?
To see it going up, I was like, wow, Rick, you did it.
The people listened to a thought. That was about the most powerful energy I felt. This is going to speak louder than I ever will.